What's up, the squad? It's your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies. Welcome back to Cess Talk Sports. Shout out to all the loyal fam tuning in again. And if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I need everyone to like, comment, and share this video so I know you pulled up. Now today, we diving into what it means to build something that lasts. Not just a team that gets a trophy, but a program that sets the standard. And when it comes to the WNBA ready talent, there is one gold standard. One phone number every GM has on speed dial. We are talking about Columbia, South Carolina's own Dawn Staley and the house that she built. So today we asking a big question. Why is a player from South Carolina the safest bet in the WNBA draft? It's not just a feeling, it's a fact. We're going to pull back the curtain and break down exactly why the WNBA trusts a Gamecock player over just about anyone else. We get into the culture, the numbers, and the stories behind the stars. So listen up because class is in session. Let's start at the top. To understand this whole thing, you got to understand the woman in charge. Big Drip Dawn Staley, Hall of Famer, and what she's built down there is all about pro-ready discipline. This ain't just about running drills. It's about building professionals. One of her mottos is the disciplined person can do anything. And that ain't just some cute quote for a t-shirt. It's the gospel down there. They get media training. They're handling their academics. Listen to this and listen good. Every single player who has finished their time there under Coach Staley has either graduated or is on track to. Now that right there tells you she's building women, not just ballers. And the players take that with them. Don't take my word for it. The baddest woman on the planet, A'ja Wilson, said it herself. She said, Dawn, and I quote, prepare me for the moments that I didn't even know were going to happen. It's how to be a professional, how to carry yourself, how to be a woman. That's legacy. That's real work. And the coaches in the league, they know. Becky Hammond said, Dawn's kids don't need babysitting. They know how to work. Point blank, period. So when a team drafts a Gamecock, they know they're getting someone who's already a pro, someone who's been tested, who's mature, and who's ready for the fight. That's a blue chip investment right there. Y'all know I love a good story. But when it's time to talk facts, hey, listen, y'all know I get right to the receipts. So let's get into the numbers because you can't argue with the facts. I looked at the WNBA drafts from 2017 to 2024. Now I know what the haters in the comments are about to type. Cess, UConn has more draft picks. And you're right, but we're not just counting heads here. We're talking about impact. Let's talk about who's actually starting and winning. Of the 6 first rounders South Carolina has produced in that time, what percentage of them are still in the league? 100%. That's what I call a hit rate. No misses, all net. And they ain't just warming the bench either. A whopping 78% of them are regular starters. They walk into the league and take jobs immediately. Now let's talk about what kind of players they are. 2 of the last 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, Gamecocks. See, other schools might be known for one thing. Got the bigs, got the guards. South Carolina, they do it all. Tell me about the guard Dawn don't develop. They'll give you a franchise center like Aliyah Boston who owns the paint and then turn right around and give you a lockdown guard who can check anybody on the court. So don't just look at the numbers of draft picks. Look at the impact. Look at the longevity. The numbers prove it. South Carolina is producing the most reliable, high-impact talent in the game today. And that's just facts. Look, you got to respect the architect, but acknowledge the new blueprint, okay? Let's be clear about something. When we talk about greatness in women's college hoops, the conversation for decades has started and ended with one name, Geno Auriemma. I told you, he's a made man, living legend, 12 national championships. The architect of the greatest dynasty in the sports history with UConn, they say. You have to give a man his flowers, period. We're not here to throw dirt on the legend's name, but we are here to talk about what's happening right now. And right now, the game has evolved. The question isn't who has the most rings. The question for WNBA GMs is who is producing the most physically dominant, mentally tough, and pro-ready talent for today's league. And the answer right now is Coach Big Drip, Dawn Staley. UConn built a dynasty on unparalleled skill, precision, and basketball IQ. But South Carolina has built its own dynasty on top of that with the foundation of professional-grade strength, physicality, and defensive tenacity to translate to the WNBA on day one. They aren't just skilled, they're physically imposing. They aren't just smart, they are battle-tested in the trenches of the SEC week in and week out. So while Coach Auriemma wrote the book on winning, Dawn is writing the new chapter on pro development. It's a different era. A more physical game, and South Carolina's players are simply built for it. It's not disrespect, it's evolution. So you're asking, how does she do it? Let's look at the blueprint that proves the evolution. First, you got to start with one who set the modern standard, the GOAT herself, A'ja Wilson. She was the #1 recruit in the nation, so the talent was there. But Dawn Staley's program turned that raw talent into a polished, unstoppable force. They built her strength, refined her footwork, and most importantly, they unlocked her motor and demanded greatness every single possession. She went from being a great college player to being the National Player of the Year who led them to their first ever national championship. The outcome? Three-time WNBA MVP Defensive Player of the Year, two-time WNBA champion, and the undisputed best player in the world. That's the foundation of the blueprint. Then you got your superstar, Aliyah Boston. Comes in as a five-star beast on the boards, but she leaves as a complete offensive weapon. They taught her footwork, turned into a playmaker from the post, even stretched out her jumper. She went from a star to a whole solar system. And what happened? Unanimous Rookie of the Year. Blueprint works. Then you got the overachiever, Tyasha Harris, three-star recruit, number 62 in her class. At most places, she's a solid player. At South Carolina, they turned into a floor general, an SEC all-defense player, and the number 7 pick in the whole draft. That ain't luck. That's development. And my favorite, the role player, Zia Cooke, five-star scorer who had to learn that it's not always her show. She learned to play in a system, to defend, to be a star in her role. That's the kind of player that helps you win championships, and that's why she was an all-rookie team member. The GM for the Dallas Wings, Greg Bibb, at the time said it all. We know South Carolina players come defensively prepared. Alicia Gray guarded Taurasi as a rookie. That's rare. That's the stamp of approval right there. The system is undefeated. All right, fam, I want y'all to let me know, who is the best pro to come out of Dawn Staley's era so far? Let me know in the comments and tell me why. Let the debate begin. All right, we talk culture, numbers, development, but there's something else. There's that intangible stuff. These players are forged in fire, playing in the SEC, playing for national championships with a target on their back every single night. That builds a different kind of mental toughness. They walk into the WNBA and the bright lights don't scare them. They've been there before. And the culture is all about we over me. They learn how to be good teammates, how to sacrifice. That's why you see them fit right into any locker room and make it better. But what's the one thing that truly separates this program? I'll tell you, it's the secret sauce. And that sauce is Big Drip, Dawn Staley. Her lived experience. Think about it. She wasn't just a great player. She was an elite, Olympic level, professional point guard. She saw the game from the floor, not just the sideline. She knows what it takes to run a team, to manage egos, to make the right read under pressure because she did it at the highest level imaginable. That perspective is something you can't learn from a coaching clinic. She's not just teaching plays. She's imparting a PhD in basketball IQ. She can look a player in the eye and tell them exactly what the pro level demands because she lived it. That's the secret ingredient. That's why her players are not just physically ready, but mentally and emotionally ahead of the curve. All right, let's wrap this up. When you look at it all, it's not that complicated. The South Carolina Gamecock program under Dawn Staley is the WNBA's most reliable talent factory, period. It's the culture that builds professionals. It's the numbers that don't lie. It's the blueprint that develops every kind of player. It's the mental toughness, and it's the secret sauce of having a legendary point guard molding the next generation. And is the well run and dry? Man, please. Camila Cardoso is already a double-double machine for the Chicago Sky if they would just make her the focus of the offense. Tina Pow can shoot the lights out and run your team. And you better learn the name Chloe Kitts quick, a versatile forward who's got first-round pick written all over her. The factory is still producing and business is still booming. No other program is doing it like this. Not with this consistency, not with this impact. And that, my friends, is why when the pressure is on and a franchise needs a sure thing, they're calling Dawn. All right, y'all. Make sure you drop a comment with your thoughts on the South Carolina pipeline. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and share this video. Catch y'all next time on Cess Talk Sports, where we're always bringing you the latest on the rising stars and legends in the making. Keep hooping. Stay tuned. Talk soon, y'all. I'm out.